Libra risings 2023 is an exciting one for me to look at because it's really clear that there is a relationship priority hugely dominating the astrology this year, as well as some positive yet disruptive financial events. If you're excited to get into what 2023 holds in store for your rising sign, which is so crazy for me to be saying, I remember being like 2019 yearly forecasts and knowing that no one was going to watch them, but I just did them for me. So it's big, I'm very thankful to be here today. So thank you guys, because I'm here because of you. But anyway, if you're excited to get into your 2023 forecast for your rising sign, make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you are always up to date with what the stars have in store for you. So we're going to start out by looking at the 4 major trends that are taking place over this year, then pull a tarot card, then look at the nitty-gritty to see what's happening for you. So firstly, there's a huge Taurus pileup this spring, all in your 8th house of shared finances, showing a positive yet disruptive new beginning. Secondly, Pluto will be entering your Aquarius 5th house, showing a preview of a romantic transformation taking place in your life over the following few years, but you will get a preview of that over this spring as well. Then we have Saturn entering your Pisces 6th house, showing maturity or responsibility needed around managing your physical health and also coworkers or employees. And finally, the North Node is going to enter your Aries 7th house, and the South Node is going to be entering your Libra 1st house. So the second half of the year has a priority on relationships and letting go of an old version of yourself. The tarot card that we have for Libra risings here this month is the Ace of Pentacles reversed. So this says Ace of Crypto because this is like a trading view deck of cards because I can't find my Rider Waite. But the Ace of Pentacles is pure Pentacles energy, which is worldly, financial, material things. So the basis for this year will be one of financial and material priorities and building up that structure. So we start out the year in January with a very much all systems go forward moving month. This is particularly for you around your 4th house of living situation and your 9th house of foreign travel, because we start off the year on the 12th with Mars going direct in your Gemini 9th house. So Mars has been retrograde in your 9th house of foreign travel or higher education over the past several months. And now with Mars direct, you're now moving forward with action, with steps, and with effort that you have reconsidered around foreign travel or higher education, maybe even beliefs or religion in your life. On the 18th, Mercury will station direct in your Capricorn 4th house, which shows that any communication issues or hiccups around family are now moving forward a little bit more easily. And on the 22nd, Uranus will be direct in your 8th house of finances, showing moving forward with financial adjustments, changes, or sudden things that you're now implementing. Now, February, not that big of a month. We're going to move on to March, which is a really pivotal defining month of the year with some major wins, major changes, and major confusion, particularly around coworkers and relationships for you. So from the 1st to the 2nd, Venus will conjoin Jupiter in your Aries 7th house. This is lovely for love and romance. This looks like the kind of thing where if there were other things in your chart, I might say proposal type thing. Like Venus, Jupiter together in your 7th house is lovely, as well as Mercury and Saturn together in your 5th house. Mercury, Saturn is serious communication or serious news. And for you, this is in your 5th house of dating. So it does look like serious news from someone you're dating that leads to a really substantial growth of the relationship, which is why, like, metaphorically, I'm saying proposal. Obviously, it depends on your circumstances. On the 7th, Saturn will enter your Pisces 6th house. This is showing that structure, maturity, and challenges will be coming to your 6th house of physical health, coworkers, and maybe pets, but usually this is showing that you're now getting on top of handling your physical health issues or maintenance, and also you're going to be either managing more people at work or having more people join you that do require extra effort from you. This is a 3-year-long transit, but it will be beginning this March. And also on the 12th, Jupiter will conjoin Chiron in your Aries 7th house. Jupiter expands and Chiron is an asteroid of vulnerability or of healing. So it looks like there's some trust issue or open wound in relationships that you're now getting to heal and to fix with this relationship now. Now from the 13th to the 14th, Mars in your 9th house will score Neptune in your 6th house. Looks like you're having to put some effort into either going after a degree, something else educational or travel-based. And there's some fatigue or some issues at work that are making this confusing or tiring. So it might be that physically you're just not up for the challenge, or that people at work are really tiring you. And from the 15th to the 17th, this continues with several planets in Pisces really going up against that Mars. So it does look like some issues in March between people that you're working around, or your physical health, and your long-term goals around travel or education. Now on the 23rd, Pluto enters your Aquarius 5th house, and Pluto is a very slow-moving planet, so Pluto will briefly enter your 5th house over the next few months and then go back out. So this period is a preview of a really large-scale transformation. For you in your 5th house, this has to do with romantic relationships and or creative projects that you might be starting. So there's a taste of radical changes that are taking place around romance for you, likely to do with this relationship, because it does look like with your 5th house and your 7th house activated, out of all the rising signs, like Libra rising, they're definitely the most love-centered for this year around romantic relationships. If you're not entering a romantic relationship, which I would say is not the majority of you, like the majority of you, this does look like a relationship. But if for some reason your chart does not have that, then it would be a creative project with a close loved one, and that would be the application. Now on the 25th, Mars will finally leave Gemini and it will enter your Cancer 10th house. So Mars has been in your Gemini 9th house of foreign travel or higher education over the past 7 months, showing struggle or trouble around that. And now it enters your Cancer 10th house of career. And even though Mars is challenging, I would rather have it moving quickly through one house than another house for 7 months. So it is a welcome adjustment into your 10th house of career. Then on the 28th, Mercury will conjoin Jupiter in your Aries 7th house. That is lovely for good news around a relationship. And on the 30th to the 31st, Venus will conjoin Uranus in your 8th house, showing sudden financial or investment gains. This is really good for shared finances and investment. It looks really, really strong for that. Now, April is a month of a lot of optimism and confidence, specifically around your close committed relationship. From the 11th to the 12th, we have the Sun conjunct Jupiter in your 7th house. This is lovely for information or just a high point of realizing something that's valuable in your close relationship. Then on the 20th, there is a total solar eclipse in your Aries 7th house. Solar eclipses are really important new beginnings, and they will last around the next 6 months. So it's a catalyst event that then grows. For you, it's in your 7th house of close commitments and relationships, looking like a really important new beginning for you with this bond. And on the 21st, Mercury will station retrograde in your Taurus 8th house. So April into May, there might be some financial challenges or miscommunications that will be playing a part. Now, May is a month of really foundational new beginnings, particularly around investments and shared finances for you. So on May 5th, we have a lunar eclipse in Scorpio, which is an ending that will then catalyze over the next 6 months. This is something sudden that will then develop over the next 6 months. For you, it's an ending in your 2nd house of finances. There might be an income stream or something financial that is ending for you. And from the 14th to the 21st, Jupiter in your 8th house will be squaring Pluto in your 5th house. This is a background aspect of growth financially for you, leading to transformations with creativity and romance. There might be a financial opportunity that means that you can now proceed with a relationship or your creative projects in a more authentic way. And on the 14th, Mercury retrograde ends and Mercury will station direct in your Taurus 8th house. So moving forward with financial decisions might be easier now that the miscommunications are likely not going to be as intense. There's a lot going on in your 8th house here, which does look like really large-scale disruptive financial new beginnings. Secondly, what's happening is Jupiter is entering your Taurus 8th house. So Jupiter, the planet of growth, will be entering your 8th house in May, and this shows a lot of growth, a lot of abundance, a lot of positive energy going into finances for you. On the 19th, there is a new moon in your Taurus 8th house. So this new moon has Sun, Moon, Uranus, there's a fuck ton in Taurus, showing huge financial gains and new beginnings for you. It looks like you were propelled towards an investment or a more complex financial opportunity. June opens up with a bang, but definitely looks like it is slowing down after, because it starts out on the 1st with Jupiter conjunct the North Node in your 8th house. This looks to continue on that growth-oriented energy. Looks like a very, very abundant start to June as well. Then on the 11th, Pluto retrograde re-enters your 4th house. So Pluto is no longer giving you that preview of 5th house transformation. It's now back in your 4th house of family, showing that family transformation or some crisis there might be some of the background energy. On the 17th, Saturn then stations retrograde in your Pisces 6th house. So Saturn retrograde shows rethinking boundaries or going back to reconsider what we built. For you, it's in your 6th house of physical health and coworkers, something that you're reanalyzing there. From the 18th to the 24th, Jupiter in your 8th house will sextile Saturn in your 6th. This shows that your financial growth is leading to opportunity in your work or around your health. So making more money now leads you to have more opportunities around where you work or your health. And from the 25th to the 27th, Mars in your 11th house will square Uranus in your 8th house. This shows some issues between people that you're friends with and your financial ties. There might be some people that are greedy or being misleading, and it's leading to some financial issues because you're unsure or unsteady about trusting them. Now on the 30th, Neptune will station retrograde in your Pisces 6th house. This shows rethinking goals or rethinking dreams around coworker dynamics or your expectations at work, and also your physical health. July looks like a turning point of reconsideration, very relevant for your relationship. On the 17th, the nodes will enter Aries and Libra. So the North node, which represents increase, is entering your Aries 7th house of relationships. And the South node, which represents letting go or decrease, will be entering your 1st house of self. And this usually shows leaning into a relationship and letting go of an aspect or old version of ourselves. From the 19th to the 21st, Mars in your 12th house will be opposing Saturn in your 6th house. This shows some issues between working on your mental health and having that lead to some boundaries or some issues at work. There might be some issues between going after what's good for your mental health and that leading to some issues at work and what's required. Then from the 21st to the 22nd, the Sun in your 10th house will oppose Pluto in your 4th house. So you're going after things in your career, and people at home could be trying to manipulate or might just not be happy with that. On the 22nd, Venus will station retrograde in your Leo 11th house, showing that you're rethinking values and rethinking what is really important to you around friends and networking in particular. And on the 23rd to the 25th, Pluto will be at the bending of the nodes. So the North and the South node are at a certain point in the sky, and Pluto will be at the exact 90-degree angle there, showing an important transformation or breaking point, something to keep in mind about altering that will help this journey around leading into a relationship. For you, Pluto is in your 4th house of family, so something around family priorities will help you navigate this new leaning into a relationship. August is still pretty slow, and it's specifically dealing with your health sectors. So from the 21st to the 23rd, Mars in your 12th will still oppose Neptune in your 6th. This shows, again, some issues with going after something for your mental health, but you're tired, you're unsure how to do this at work. On the 23rd, Mercury will station retrograde in your 12th house. So Mercury retrogrades are rethinking communication or having some issues that require us to mentally go back. For you, it's in your 12th house of behind the scenes mental health. So it does look like after you're entering this relationship, and that's really been important, now you're taking some time to rethink what's important to you. And on the 28th, Uranus will station retrograde in your 8th house. So you're rethinking some of the sudden shifts that have taken place around finances for you. September is when the pace really picks back up, particularly around your friends and networking. So on the 3rd, Venus will station direct in your Leo 11th house. You're now moving forward with more harmony and more ease navigating friend situations. You might be clear around your values. And on the 15th, Mercury will station direct in your Virgo 12th house. You're moving forward with some clarity around spiritual or mental health matters that could have been an issue over the past few weeks. October is where the breakthrough cycle really continues, specifically around yourself and your identity and also finances. So on the 10th, Pluto will station direct in your Capricorn 4th house, showing moving forward with some transformation or some large-scale changes that you're finally bringing to a close around family. On the 14th, there is a solar eclipse in your Libra 1st house. So solar eclipses are really pivotal new beginnings, and with this one in your 1st house of self, there's something catalyzing new around your identity, your personality, or your appearance that will be growing over the next 6 months. From the 27th to the 30th, Mars in your 2nd house will oppose Jupiter in your 8th house. So it looks like you are grinding to make more money, and that's definitely leading to more savings or more to invest. But with Mercury and Mars in your Scorpio 2nd house together, there could be some harsh news or some type of really divisive communication that you're having to put out around your own money. Now on the 28th, there's a lunar eclipse in your Taurus 8th house. Lunar eclipses are endings that are really important and then go over the next 6 months. For you, this is in your financial sector around investments. So it looks like you might be selling off something important that then gives you income over the next 6 months. or you're ending some kind of financial tie or dependence. November has some more sudden changes, particularly financial for you. There's a lot of oppositions which show tension. So from the 2nd to the 3rd, the sun in your Scorpio 2nd house will oppose Jupiter in your 8th house. This shows a lot of focus on making more money and that leading to growth in investments, but also a little bit of like chaos or disruption there. From the 3rd to the 4th, Venus in your 12th house will oppose Neptune in your 6th house. This shows that you're really valuing your mental health, but physically you're fatigued. I would say it looks like you're fighting some tiredness or some being overworked. On the 4th, Mercury in your 2nd house will oppose Uranus in your 8th house. There could be some sudden financial news that you're dealing with. And on the 4th, Saturn will station direct in your Pisces 6th house. This shows enforcing boundaries or being clear on what requirements you need to have around your physical health and also coworkers in your life. Now from the 11th to the 18th, the Sun and Mars in your 2nd house will oppose Uranus in your 8th house. So there is this both positive growth but also issue between making money and where you're putting it investment-wise. And on the 24th onward, Mars in your 3rd house will score Saturn in your 6th, showing that you're working really hard on some project or something writing-based or communication-based, but you're feeling like there's a boundary around what you need to do to support your physical health, which is putting a damper on it. Now, December starts out a little bit rocky, but does have an optimistic ending. So on the 13th, Mercury will station retrograde in your Capricorn 4th house, showing going back to reconsider communication or working with your family in some way. And on the 23rd, Mercury retrograde will finally enter your Sagittarius 3rd house. So Mercury retrograde goes back into your 3rd. You're now reconsidering a project, something you're communicating about, or something writing based. But on the 30th, Jupiter will station direct in your Taurus 8th house, showing that there will be more growth around finances moving forward as you're clear around how you're set up. So January 1st, 2024, luckily, is when Mercury will station direct in your 3rd house, and there will be more clarity around this writing project or what you are working on a day-to-day basis. Thoughts, predictions, or anything to say about what that already has coming for you, feel free to comment down below. Would love to hear from you and already your expectations or things you're looking forward to for this year. The Work Your Light Oracle deck card, because yes, I brought these back out after like 2 years. I hadn't used any of this. Let's see what comes up for Libra rising. We have protection, call back your power, cut the cords, soul retrieval. So I think that getting into this new relationship, especially with like the strong financial ties it seems to have, could mean that you need to protect yourself and really guard your energy in case there's some dynamics that you're uncomfortable with or are really new to you. This was a helpful, informative guide to 2023. I put a lot of heart and soul into prepping for these, much more than normal, because I wanted these to be very important as the marinara sauce matures. It gets baked into the pizza, whatever. If you're new here, okay. I hope that this was, as I said, helpful and informative, and if you have any comments, I would always love to see them down below. I do scan through everything, and mostly I respond to what I can in the moment, really recognize and see, but I do see almost everything, if not everything. I think I see everything, you know? Ping me multiple times if you really have an emergency. If not, like, I have a lot. I will see you in the next one.